Good afternoon, guys. Hey, it's Charles. I know it's been a while, and I owe you guys some time. I apologize. It's been really busy, and I've been doing a lot. Today's date is 7 January 2007. Time on deck is 15:52. So, what's been going on, you might ask? I had a tremendous Christmas. I had a tremendous New Year's. I spent it with great, loving people. And one of the great things about that is I learned that, and I think I told you this already, family might not be always, what you're born into, but it's actually who you pick. So I think I picked a really good family, and they've accepted me for me. Nevertheless, since we talked last, a lot's going on, really. But I'm going to try to keep it brief because I know some of you have ADD and your attention span is not that long. Nevertheless, so one thing I definitely learned, our points of topic today, first and foremost, I've known this, but for some reason in my spirit, I just continue to forget it. And when I forget it, I don't pay for it, dearly, but it stings a little. And that's this: not everyone is going to want your help, and you can't save everyone. I say that because I ran into something with another Marine, and he's going through a lot of craziness. He's a young kid. He's really rambunctious, disrespectful if you allow him to be, and not everybody can deal with him. And typical, most of you can say already by my description that he probably is black. I don't know why that's always synonymous with rebellion, but actually I think I do might have a little bit of a clue. But anyway, in this particular case, it was him. So over the holiday break, he ends up in jail and for a DWI. And when he gets back, one of the things I asked him was, who are you? And the reason I asked him that is because we talked before he left, and I told him, like, hey, conduct yourself accordingly, know who you are, because if you know who you are, then you'll expect that from you. You know what I mean? So my question to him was, who are you? And he couldn't give me an answer of who he was. And I said, I think that's a problem. You really need to sit down and figure out who you are. No, you don't need to have all the answers of your life and everything like that. But in order for you to know where you're going, you need to know where you are. And I thought that was important for him. But he couldn't answer that. So he had said some things in our conversation to lead me to believe that he pops off at different people just by the simple words that may come out of their mouth. Like somebody could say something like, oh, you look weak. And he's like, well, prove it. Let me beat your ass right now. And I'm like, listen, that's not a good way to go about doing things. So in trying to show this young man that, hey, listen, people are going to talk about you no matter what happens, I shared with him something about me. I shared with him my lifestyle. And I explained to him the reason I shared this with you is because I got into a fight in school, in high school growing up, and I didn't like to be called out of my name. So when the kid did this, I was kind of nice about it at first, but he just kept badgering me, and it became something that was expected at school until I whipped his ass. I mean, literally. That's what it took. I got suspended from school, and he got taken away to medical. But anyway, when he gets back to school, his comments change a little bit. They just kind of say like, so what? Now he's just a gay dude who can fight. He didn't use the word gay. But I told him that story because I wanted him to understand, like, hey, even though I just whipped this dude's ass, I was hoping that it was going to change his way of thinking. But he still thought the same thing. Needless to say, this young man decided to take that information and tell every person that he could. And of course it got back to me, and I just kind of felt sorry for him because I'm like, wow, I can handle myself. I can deal with, whatever people are going to say about me. But, I was sitting here trying to help this young man, and he just took that information out of everything we talked about. He decided to take that information and just go and be so carefree about it and, tell everybody. Now, am I hiding in a closet? No, I'm not. But it's not also something that I run around here with my uniform. Instead of it saying Sergeant Cunningham, it says Sergeant Homosexual. That's not the point. That's not the case. So in that, I learned that, you can't help everybody. There are going to be some people that you run into during your life that just, for whatever reason, are going to refuse your assistance. And you shouldn't count that, bad against you. You did what you were supposed to do. The Bible says, one watereth, one planteth, but God gives the increase. So just because you plant a seed in somebody doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be around when that seed comes for prosper. Keep that in mind, all right? So don't get discouraged in helping people, but just understand you might not necessarily be around to see that change. But God gives the increase. And you will be blessed by God for your contribution to that accordingly. Next thing, I said all that to say, I could have been mad at him, the man, and you've been like, you're a grown-ass man, you're 22 years old, why would you do this, you know what I mean? But it does me no good, because I had to realize that, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. I'm not upset with him, the guy. He's going through some things, but ultimately, we're wrestling against, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against rulers and the authorities of powers, that govern this dark world. I mean, that's what the Bible says. Ephesians 6:12 tells you that. So I have to remember that when I'm dealing with people like that. Listen, you're not gonna get through to some of these people, and because we wrestle against flesh and blood, the Bible goes on to tell us that, we need to learn how to put on the full armor of God and be ready, because it's not going to stop. It's going to always continue to happen like this. So make sure that you have on your helmet of salvation, you have your sword of the Spirit, you have your shield of faith, you have your breastplate of righteousness, and your loins are girded with the belt of truth, and your shoes with the gospel of peace. So with that full armor of God, you can stand against the wiles of the devil. And that's what I plan on doing, just standing there and allowing, God to win this battle for me. Because as we talked about before, I count it all joy. I was tempted to go and curse him out, but what does that do? Nothing. So I just wanted to tell you that, and keep that, in the forefront of your mind as you move into 2013, that everybody's not going to want your help. You cannot fix everybody. It's not your job, you know what I mean, to fix people. The only thing you can do is show people an alternative. You can't say show them the way, because your way is not the way. There's only one way, and that's God's way. So you can show them an alternative to doing something, to coming to a better place in their life, but that's about all you can do. And with that, you just hope that eventually they find Christ for themselves right where they are. And, obviously, it won't be the first time it happened. It won't be the last time it happened. I learned a very valuable lesson. I don't want to tell you that I will not disclose my, preference to anyone else again, because I believe that, part of being secure in yourself is being able to talk about, certain things when it applies. So if that's something that I have to use to help someone else, then, I absolutely will. But I just need to remember that everybody can't be helped, not by you. And that's important. So other than that, guys, I just wanted to say, God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And I'll probably be talking to you sometime near the inauguration. All right? God bless.